Well, hello. Seems that James from Dundas Junction gets the cookie for tonight, with Floyd Robbins right behind him. And let's see, why is it not doing what I'm expecting it to do? YouTube says it's waiting. Oh, there we are. Let's pop out the chat. So, how is James and Floyd doing tonight? All right, hello, Floyd. Seems that people were talking with Trackside Mike last night. Well, the interesting thing this week is that last night my local NRA group had a meeting last night, which was open, what they call open forum. I think they were planning on doing something, and those plans fell through. I also got there a little bit late, but I did wind up bringing the layout and my the locomotive I've been re-gauging there. One, to show it off, and two, to get some advice. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to get any advice because the few people I was actually able to show it to was never seen those groups in Canada. Well, James, I know that there are some, but I don't know if there's any in your area. You would have to go on the National Model Railroad Association website to find out. Because I know in I'm trying to think now. Yeah, I'm in the Northeast region, and they do have. If I remember correctly, there is a couple that are in Quebec and Newfoundland. So my assumption is that it's the NMRA should be, it's like the IMNRA, because the current president is from Scotland, so it's like there's hello there, Curly. Thank you for coming in. Yeah, I don't know the extent of the groups that are out there. The local group that I'm with which is the Hudson Berkshire Division. Interestingly, is that all of Vermont except Bennington County is in the Green Mountain Division. The Bennington County is with the Hudson Berkshire Division because it's a lot closer. There is an NRA in the Niagara region. Yeah, it sounds about right. I would assume both sides of Niagara, because since it's a very large city in that area, not only on not only Niagara on. Yeah, checking now. I mean, I would assume that there would be. I would assume that there's if there's a place that has a lot of did have a lot of hobby shops, would have a region there. But it's a relatively fun group. I know with I actually know someone from Canada that's an NRA member. His name is Kooning. His last name is Kooning, and I can't think of his first name off the top of my head. But he's the If I remember correctly, you worked with Fast Tracks for a while, um, and also with Fast Tracks, and also he was part of a group that was putting on Master Modelers, I think, at the national level. Uh, he seems to be a guy that knows everybody. It's like, it's like, oh, I know him. It's like, oh, so very knowledgeable, really on top of things. Uh, met him through I'm completely blanking on it. My first foray into doing YouTube videos which was with hold on one second. Let me double check my YouTube account. All right, that. Ooh, excuse me. Of course, now that I'm looking for what is New Tracks Modeling. That's what I'm thinking of. When I was with the New Tracks Modeling, that's how I met Clark Cooning. That's what his name was. And I guess he's very, very famous. It's one of those things that, you start doing something completely off the internet, and all of a sudden, you're able to access that memory location. But yeah, I would assume, James, that there is an NMRA group near you. I just don't know how far they would be away. I know at the Hudson Berkshire division that I'm in, I believe, the farthest east. But it covers the whole, if I remember correctly, the whole 518 area code in New York State, which goes right up to the Canadian border. But most of the Floyd Western Ontario division. So, all right. Now I know with the Hudson Berkshire division is that there's a lot of times they do sort of a round robin thing. They don't usually. They try to circle around where most of their members are, but we don't have that many. We don't really have many members that are above Glens Falls. So there's like about almost an hour's drive between Glens Falls and the Canadian border, where there's no one there, and then there's also another hour from Glens Falls down to Albany, where most of the members are. So a lot of stuff is done in the Albany, New York area. It was done in Delmar last Friday, which was about an hour and a half from my place. So, maybe you're lucky and it's, James, you're close to a place, but they show contact information. I know our group usually meets once a month during the winter, fall to spring, basically. Summertime is like, bye, we're doing other stuff. So that's how that is. Let's double check this while I'm thinking of it. But also, let me sneak behind the curtain. This is what I brought the locomotive project in this bag and in this box. I couldn't find a blue box. All the blue boxes I got, I couldn't find one that was not full. So put that over there. And interesting thing is that the day before, I wound up going up to Rutland for a job fair, and this is where I got this bag from. And I'm going to be seeing about looking at this place. This place has someone I can work with electricity and all that stuff and electronics, and hopefully maybe wind up working in the machine shop, which I guess they do have a place in Rutland. Right now, this getting a job would be sort of like a double-edged sword, because there's the link. Hello there, Dave. Who is dubbing STS tonight? I want to say, let's see, today's the 15th. Let's see, I almost want to say it's Ray tonight, because this is the third Sunday. So my assumption is, all right, let's move that over to there. Let's do that. We'll refresh that. Let's see if it comes up to. All right. Oh, Jack's. That's the problem is that when you click on live, it says everything that is currently live, not what is not live. Oh, that's interesting. It seems that Mini Prince has a Mini Prince has a live channel going on. And all right, does it come up as model trains? False Bailey. Rick is on tonight. So there we go. It is Rick tonight. So all right. Well, so hopefully that points in the right direction, Floyd and James. But well, I guess I'll unpack. Switch cameras and unpack. And continue on trying to properly re-gauge this locomotive. And the garbage. Bring the locomotive back out. There's that. Now, probably what I should do right now is keep on making bearings, because or not bearings, but spacers. Right now I've only got 2 of them. Hold on one second. I'll try something to try to make stuff out of this. You're welcome, Dave. There we go. Let's see if I can get a better grip on this. Well, not the smartest way of doing it, but alright. Let's see if this holds this a little bit better. Went too far. Alright, there's that. Okay. Question is, how far can I go? All right. Too much pressure on it. And yeah, it's one of those things that not many people realize you can use a Jacob's cup, not Jacob's chuck for holding stuff in. All right, so let's see how far. That's the bare minimum we want. Now, the disadvantage with this is that it can only go as far as there. So as soon as we find out how much that is, or at least try to have some semblance of repeatability. Even these two, yeah, I can see that they're not the same exact width. Basically, I make 4 more. I gotta put on the bright lights here, which interfere with the really bright lights are nice, but unfortunately they interfere with the camera, so they do not look as not look as gonna sort of go down this way. This is a lot easier than trying to, what I was doing before, trying to hold the other by hand. Didn't have the yeah, I didn't have the strength to keep it from moving. But now with this being in the chuck here, it makes it so much easier. Of course, unfortunately, not without having the bright lights. Very hard for me to see. All right. So there is one. 3 more to go, basically. Okay, we're halfway there. So it's interesting that that held up, but the other part didn't. So that's interesting. Interesting. I didn't realize that. It seems that not sure if you can see it, but it doesn't go. The barrels don't go all the way across. There's a. Looks like there's. I don't know why that's there. But let's see. Let's put this on here. There it goes. I was going to say for some reason it doesn't want to go on onto the axle. The only thing I could think of is that it's because of the burrs that are on it. But I'm definitely going to see about trying to come up with a better way to make these bearings or spacers. Yes, I'm going to need a lot of them. Maybe Putting these spacers on will make the mechanism work a little bit better. Looks like that's a little bit too thin. Yeah, that's one thing I've noticed with YouTube. They've used to have a page for what channels somebody belonged to. I think it was about 2 or 3 months ago that they stopped doing that. Because I remember Heath being a whole bunch of them together and all that. So to me, it's very odd. It's like YouTube is always saying that, hey, look at this channel. But then when you're wondering what other channels people belong to, they disabled that. Another bearing. I probably could have got away with the same sizes before. I am noticing that these bearings or spaces are getting stuck on. They're getting stuck on the mandrel. Because the mandrel itself is starting to be squished because I can't tell exactly how far I'm going down in there. All right. Let's see. Oh, this is annoying. It's not coming off. All right, where did I put the cooler? Not too sure if this is going to work. But this is taking a little bit too long than I originally anticipated. I was not expecting this to take me so long. All right. Trying to get out of the light, out of the camera angle, and out of. There it goes. All right, there's 4. There we go. There's 4. 2 more to go. Oh, nice going, Dave. So how big's the new lake going to be? I'm assuming it's still in the planning stages. Yeah, the thing is, my monitor that has the chat is over in that direction, so I got to remember every now and then to look over there. This looks like it might be the last bearing out of this specific piece. Yeah, I think I do have another 1/8-inch inside diameter tubing. Well, Dave, I'm not very photogenic either. There's times that I'm thinking I might go the I think they're called VTuber route, which you had this apparently this avatar that could turn your turn the motions on your webcam into moving a video character. That looks like the largest of the bunch. Very fat number 5. All right, I'll figure that one out later. All right, let's go back and look at that. Checking the drawers here. Yep, it's long enough. Get the key. Put that one there. Put this one in here. Okay, so it's now tied in. And we'll make one more bearing and then see about installing it on this one. Probably just in time for Rick's stream tonight. I'm not sure. Does anyone know what Rick is up to? He seems to be not really staying on one detail. Well, because if you look at what I'm working on the layout. Then again, my layout is not very large. It's 6 foot by 1 foot. I affectionately call it less point, less point. Because I use instead of using switches, I'm using a selector board. And since the joke is that it's less points. And there is well, at least around here, there is a point, Rouse's Point, which is, I believe, up near the Canadian border. And if I remember correctly, usually a point winds up being sort of like the end of a line of something, because that's the point they're going to. All right, that is the possible last one. And this one has a major burr on it because I didn't have the pipe on there. So yeah, it's going to have fun trying to I'm trying to get that out. Yeah, there's a massive burr on this one. That means... I have to find a way to get rid of that burr. This one also has a burr on it, but all right, let's try getting rid of the burr by sandpaper. That there, put that there. All right, now for the fun part. Let's get that out that way. Slide that way. Press that up against that. Press that against that. Add some spring pressure onto that. And let's just get rid of the burr that's on this. No, it doesn't seem to be doing that. That's sort of interesting. It's not really getting rid of the burr. It's also making it less and less. I'm not sure if you can see that, but that is no longer square. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make a new bearing because that is no longer square. So that is gonna go into the scrap pile. And let's see if we have. All right, let's see how we're gonna do this. Oh, okay, that's why I can't find it. It's inside that. All right. So let's see if we can get this out of here. I might not be able to. Oh, I'm gonna have to use this one then. that goes that way. So let's see if we can take the bolt off using this. Still feel the burr on there. Let's see how it's this direction. All right. Well, it looks like that'll work. And let's do the same with these. Hello there, Randall. Thank you for wandering in. Same thing with you, Rail Artist. Yeah, I saw Rail Artist's video on his layout, and it looks like his layout's larger than my apartment. So I think my apartment, I want to say, is 20 by 20 or close to it. Can't really measure it precisely because, well, there's walls in the way. Hello there, Mike from Deep Run Railroad. Yeah, I think we just hit a drive by. There are people that have a tendency to do that every now and then. Like Heath would come in and say, "Hello, model citizens," and then all of a sudden it's like, "Hi, Heath." It's like this, that, and etc. And then all of a sudden it's like, "Hello, hello." Just enough to feed the algorithm that people are here. Let's put this back on this end. Yeah, what I'll do is I'll take the burrs off of these, and then turn around and remember to do one more bearing, and then turn around and next week I guess finish up regauging this and see if adding these spacers in winds up helping out with the mechanism to make it run smoother. And hopefully that is the case. Time to switch over the cameras. Alright, now to switch cameras again. Ta-da! Alright. Well, thank you, artists. Looks like you have plenty of space at your place to do a nice layout, possibly with continuous running. I mean, for me personally, I wouldn't block out the second door, but that would be just me. It's your layout. You do what you think is best for you. 26 by 7.5. But yeah, I mean, sometimes it's not how much you have; it's what you do with it. I mean, it's like my layout is. Well, the thing is that since everything has to be small, I actually have technically. Yes, Dave. It's a ultimate. It's an ultimation sander. It's by Canada. Well, I would have to find the files first. That's why I just grabbed the sander, because it was the ultimation sander, because it was within reach. But yeah, I got this is the ultimation sander. I have the repeater connection on it. The way I would have to say, if you do what you're working, you got with it, enjoy it. Exactly. They just recently, I want to say maybe about 6 months ago, they came out with a chopper also. I would have to say, if you're planning on doing a lot of sanding, say if you're doing like a trestle or something like that, where everything has to be pretty much all the same, uh, all everything has to be relatively all the same site. Then you're doing a lot of, like as I said, like a trestle, where you have to have all the angles pretty much all the same. You're doing at least uh, 15 angles a piece, and they all have to be all the same and all that. I would say that would be, it's a good. I would have to say it's a very good investment. If you're not going to do something like that, you might be able to get away with a cheaper, cheaper thing, like getting the Northwest sander or something like that. But it is up to you. It is a little on the pricey side, but one of the nice things about it is that this right here is actually 2 ball bearings, because I mean, obviously there's nothing running up against it or anything like that, but when you got nothing on there, I mean, that just spins for days. Very high quality, very heavy. I would suggest, if you have the room, find a spot for it, and there are places where you can actually bolt it to the bench, and I think that's a lot better setup than what I have. I don't right now. I don't have a place to mount it anywhere. But I would have to say, if you have a place to mount that, you'll, instead of trying to hold onto the sander itself while trying to crank it, you can just hang on to what's your piece and do it that way. But I would have to say that was I would say hashtag not sponsored, but it looks like the guy who manufactures those. I can't think of his name offhand, but if you go on, if you basically type in Ultimation, I think it would, especially Ultimate Sander. His website shows up, and I believe he's Canadian. But yeah, that sander's also a little on the heavy side. It's like, imagine if you ever seen one of those miniature vices about this size, it's about that heavy. I mean, this is steel. I mean, of course, a magnetic googly eye is always a good thing. But yes, it's very high quality in my opinion. Is it perfect? No, in my opinion. But it's pretty damn good. I mean, it's yeah. You're welcome, Dave. Yeah, I think they are. As I said, it's useful if you wind up having to build something that you have to do the same, say 42.5 angle, and you need to do 100. You need to do 100. Pretty much all the same length and all that. That's what that's good for. But if you're going to do something where you need a specific angle, maybe 4 or 5, less than 10 on a project, that's overkill. But if you like overkill, go for it. Well, it looks like it's about time to start wandering off for this evening. Tonight's Sidetrack Sunday is over on False Valley Railroad. I usually the reason why I do 6:45 to 7:45 is to give people a 15-minute break. between, if they want to grab something to eat, if they want to, do the other end, they have time to do so instead of going from one show to one show to one show. And it's like, I just decided, it's like, I mean, even TV shows, it's like there was there is a 5 minute break, between one and the start of the new one. And so that's why I do this sort of 15 minutes off. So, all right, well, I'll be signing off and see everyone over at Rick's channel. I believe the world needs more love. So find your passion, add some silliness to it, and spread it around. Bye, everyone.